What is up, guys? It is me, Max, back again with another guitar tutorial, and today we're going to take a look at Troye Sivan, Easy. And this song isn't just freaking gorgeous, but it's also, as the name suggests, pretty easy playing guitar. We only have to place our capo on the first fret. Aside from that, we are in standard tuning, and there's pretty much nothing we have to worry about here because we're basically going to be using standard chord shapes. Obviously shifted up one fret because of that capo, but that won't make it any harder. So without any further ado, let's roll. We actually only have to take a look at two different riffs in this entire song, and the first one is as easy as it gets because in the verse we're going to kick things off with a D sharp. Thanks to our capo, that is going to look like a regular D, and we've got our first finger on the third fret on the third string, second finger on the third fret on the first string, and third finger on the fourth fret on the second string. And since we don't want the sixth and the fifth string to be making any sounds here, we take our thumb, we wrap around the top of our guitar neck here and slightly touch those two strings. So we don't press down here, we just slightly touch them and thereby mute them. That's the D sharp. And next up we've got an A sharp. We've got our first finger on the third fret on the fourth string, second finger on the third fret on the third string, and third finger on the third fret on the second string. And this time around, we don't want the sixth string to be making any sounds, so we take our thumb and touch that sixth string from the side. Once again, slightly, we don't press down on it, we just touch it. And that's the A sharp. And by just taking a look at those two chords, we basically already know how to play the entire verse. We keep going back and forth between the D sharp and the A sharp. And I said basically because there is one tiny exception. Because every now and again, right before the chorus and in the first verse, at the third time we play this, we've got one additional chord because we go D sharp, A sharp, and then we go A's sharp. So we kind of just move our third finger down one fret onto the fourth on the second string. So this is the regular A with all of our three fingers on the third fret, and this is the A's sharp where we've got our third finger just shifted up one fret. First and second fingers stay exactly where they were before. And we don't want the first string to be making any sounds here as well. So we slightly touch that first string with our third finger here. So we just go D sharp, A sharp, A's sharp. We only do that a couple of times in the entire song. So I recommend just listen closely to the song in order to get the timing on that right. But you're not going to be off when you just keep playing the D sharp and the A sharp. That is just an extra teeny tiny bit to make it as accurate as possible. And now we're done with the verse and we're going to move on into the chorus, and that is already going to be the last part that we're going to have to take a look at here. Our chords in the chorus start off in a very, very familiar way because our first chord is going to be the D sharp. We already know that one. Then we're going to move on to number 2, A sharp. We know that one as well. And now we finally get to a new chord, which is going to be a C minor. We've got our first finger across the fifth down to the first string on the third fret, so not on the sixth string. Then we've got our third finger on the fifth fret on the fourth string, pinky on the fifth fret on the third string, and second finger on the fourth fret on the second string. And once again, we have to mute that sixth string, and this time around we do it by slightly touching it with the tip of our index finger up here. So we've got D sharp, A sharp, C minor, and now last but not least, G sharp. First finger on the third fret on the fifth string, second finger on the fourth fret on the sixth string, and third finger on the fourth fret on the first string. That's the G sharp. So it's D sharp, A sharp, C minor, G. And now the only question that's remaining is, what do we do with those chords? I would actually recommend to keep it quite simple and just go down and up 16 times on each chord. So I recommend just counting to 8 and then doing that again, because that's how you typically do it, I think, and it makes it a lot easier than having to count to like 16. So we just go 16 times on the D sharp, 16 times on the A sharp, 16 times on the C minor, and 16 times on the G sharp. And now you might be wondering, Max, that is not what we heard you play in the intro of this video. And yes, you would be correct. And that is due to the fact that you guys know me, I like to spice things up a bit, and the rhythm I used there goes like this. So what I do here is I go down, down, up. So it's, and then up, down, up 3 times. So it's just down, down, up, and then up, down, up 3 times. Then we switch onto the A. The C minor, and the G. And that would also work. I wanted to show you guys both ways so that you can choose, but obviously we're guitarists, we can pretty much do whatever we feel like and whatever feels right. And those are the 2 ways I wanted to show you guys. Choose for yourself which one you prefer, and we're actually done with the entire song. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop it a thumbs up, helps me out more than you might think, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's somewhere down there, and as always, I hope that I will see you guys next time.